Okay, you ready? All right. Hey, everybody. You're live with Audra. This beautiful woman that I have in my studio today is someone who I have admired for a very long time, even though she's a lot younger than me. I saw her probably, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I'd say 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
about 2 years ago, I ran into her. She actually was managing a very prominent restaurant here in town. A lot of you people have probably known it. You may even recognize her. But this lovely young lady her name is Giovanna, and she is the new owner of a series of fortunate events. And so I want to say thank you for coming to the studio.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're
I'm
welcome.
so excited for you. This is awesome.
Well, I'm glad that you like it. I'm glad
Yeah.
that you guys got a chance to come down here. We also have the beautiful Nina in studio today, too. She came down to support you, so it's great having you guys both here.
Oh, thank
I've
you.
seen a lot of your work on Instagram and Facebook, and I got to be honest with you, I'm blown away with your guys' creation. Tell us what a series of fortunate events is, what it is. What's it all about?
For sure. So basically, we are a event planning party design company.
Okay.
We offer a lot of different services that start with catering. We can plan any type of event or party. We provide bartending services, staff services. We do custom decorations, balloon installations. We have DJs, musicians.
So you guys can plan a whole wedding. You can plan anything.
Yes.
Anything.
So no events too small or too large. And then we also do just the typical planning. So if someone is, interested in having something in a venue space, we can also do that as well. So our company is very customizable, and we're expanding every day with different services.
I've seen that on
that
Facebook.
we provide. So we're not just a typical event planning party company.
Why don't you tell me what a typical event planning company is, so that way we can differentiate? Because I honestly have never hired an event planning company myself.
Yeah.
I've never had a party that big. I mean, I'm not going to say I've been married before, but but I'm just going to say that I've never had anything like a birthday, or I wouldn't even know when to call an event company. So I would love to hear when you would call an event company,
Okay.
right? Like give us some examples of when they should call you.
Okay.
Give us some examples of what they can expect, like what you do, because for me, it's like I said, it's like I want to promote you, and I've seen their work, and I've seen your quality, and I know your detail, and I've seen you guys actually personally work, and nothing gets past these ladies, and I love that because I'm a very detail oriented person.
Yes, you
so
are.
when I'm at when I'm at one of my own functions, I'm running all over like a crazy person,
Right.
and I couldn't even imagine having someone else do that for me.
Right.
So, but I know that if I was to put my trust in someone, I know it would be you guys, because I know that there's not going to be any detailed spared. So I'm going to let you take it away. I want to hear everything that you do. And like I said, what another company would do, why anybody would call an event planning company.
For sure.
And then how you guys are different.
Yeah, so essentially, an event planning company would typically just plan an event for someone.
Okay.
So you would call them, and, typically they provide different services, whether it's, minimal planning that you need, or you're looking for them to plan the whole event, which is something that we do offer, but we also provide those services. So we have chefs that work with us. We provide amazing food. We have such a variety of different things that we make personally with.
Tell me some of the things you make. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to say that I've been looking at all your food creations, but I mean, I know you guys have heard of food porn, and they've got food porn on their sites. I was looking at Nina's birthday party, and I'm like, oh my God, your dishes are unbelievable.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us about some of the dishes that you create.
Yeah. So we definitely love the charcuterie world, which I think everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
And we do that in all different ways. We do boards, we do grazing tables, we do charcuterie cups. We
I saw those.
yeah. And then we just really make everything. We have steaks, and we do meatballs, which everything obviously is made from scratch.
I was just going to ask you that. So, like, you're Italian, okay?
Yes,
right?
from South Philadelphia.
From South Philly, and I've seen your sauce.
Yes,
and
you have. Some people say gravy. We can debate that at a later date.
You guys say gravy, right? I mean, I don't know. I've never, gravy for us out in the West Coast
is like the brown
brown stuff. It's gross, right? I don't care what you call it. It's delicious. Let's just call it that. Delicious sauce, okay?
Perfect.
And I love that you make it. And
Yes.
it's homemade.
And it's my nanny's recipe, which is so special.
Are you gonna?
And she
are
would
you
be
gonna
so
package
proud
it?
of me. I would love to, honestly.
I think you
and
should.
sell it.
I think you
to
should.
people who want it.
Well, first of all, anybody that has your guys' food, anybody that goes to one of your parties, everybody, and everybody is like, oh my God, that was so delicious. Oh my God, I loved it. Let me get your card. They want to use you. So it's like, not everybody has an event, and maybe some people can't afford to hire an event planning company,
Right.
but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't package up that sauce, girl.
For sure.
So we're going to look into that.
Yeah, definitely.
But continue.
Yeah,
please.
no, for sure. So yeah, we have a bunch of different food offerings. We just started doing like the real cheesesteaks that we have the
saw
bread
that.
imported from South Philly,
Mm-hmm.
which are awesome. But that's just something that we're super passionate about. We all love food. We love good food. So to be able to provide that, what's just awesome about the way we've started is we have no investors. So it's all been everything that we have has been put on the line, which I'm super proud of.
I am too. Good for you.
Yeah, and our first party was someone who's really special to us, and he gave us 24-hour notice to do his wife's birthday, which
Yeah.
is typical of these men.
Yeah, right? They're like,
They
oh
don't
my God, I
plan
forgot to
anything.
plan anything.
Right. And so we didn't even have a plate to serve food on. We had absolutely nothing. So to look back at those photos and see, what we did in only 24 hours, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But to see like what we're doing now, and every time we do an event, our presentation is just so much more elevated than the first time and the second time.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
It's just something that I'm super proud of.
I'm proud of you guys too. I am
Thank you.
so proud of you. And every time I see your guys' boards and the pictures and even the photos, I'm like, dang, these girls just keep stepping it up. And I mean,
Thank you.
you're knocking it out of the park. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are just different than the average event planning party company. On top of that, we now offer exclusive meal prepping services, which, they're not going to be $11 meals because it's just we're providing a service and a quality. But for people that are looking for a private chef to cook their food weekly, it's something that we now offer, which we're also super proud of too.
I think and that's great. I mean, in today's day and age, there's most people, if there's two people at home, they're both working.
Right.
If you have a couple kids, that's another job, right? A thankless one.
Oh, yeah.
and then nowadays with inflation going up, people might have to even get a second job.
Yeah,
Okay, so
everything is so expensive.
it's getting to the point to where it's like they don't have the time. Okay, it's not that they're lazy. It's not like they're
Right.
sitting on their butts on their couches and being like whatever. No, they're like, I don't have time to prepare a meal for the 6 people that are under my roof all at
Right.
the same exact time. Giovanna, Nina, can you guys prepare this for me for like 3 weeks in advance and then what? Freeze it? Is that or is it all
that's
fresh? Like
definitely-
what?
Yeah, so we serve it fresh, cooked to order, but what's awesome is we just fed a whole family of 6 people, and they were able to freeze so much of the food. So it's like they got 20 meals
Yeah,
for 3 days. It was like unbelievable.
that is that's great.
Yeah.
That's good. That's an awesome service that you're providing, and I just think that it needs to be put out there. We gotta
Yeah.
tell people what you're doing.
For sure.
You have a lot of fans. Like
Oh,
you two
thank
both
you.
have a lot of fans. A lot of the people from Bella have, everyone misses you, and everyone just wants to know like what you're doing, where you're at.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is just such a great opportunity to, to just show people who you guys are, what you're doing, how you've put your whole everything that you have in your mind. And you two girls are also so young. to be doing this. You know what I mean? You're young, but you're motivated and you're driven and you got both beautiful heads on your shoulders. So it's
For
like,
sure. And that's definitely what has inspired this business, you know. Obviously we were at Bella Vita and it was a huge part of our lives and we had to make the choice to leave. But with that being said, you know, for a while we had no idea what we were going to do. You know, we just used to have no direction. We felt really sad and whatever, but we were able to turn that around and now, you know, be our own boss and really like be like just it's just awesome.
It is awesome. And I love the name. Let's talk about the name, right? Because you just kind of like hit on it. You're like, we didn't know what we were doing and we kind of turned it around and we decided this and then it was like boom, this name comes out. This name comes out of here and I was just like, I love it. I love it.
And it has so much meaning.
Yeah.
And you know, I planned my own wedding while I was running the restaurant and it was a lot of work and I planned it from here in Philadelphia. I had over 200 people attend. It was 3 days of, you know, different events. It wasn't just one day, you know? So back then, I always had that inspiration of like, I could see myself doing this. But it was just a thought. So once I, you know, needed to figure out what my next move was going to be, because I had no idea, we were offered to do a party. And that's kind of just where everything just clicked. And I just looked at Nina and said, this is time. Like, she wasn't even here. She was on a plane ride home from Texas. I'm like, listen, we're starting this company. So we're going to need a name and we're putting it out today. And she's like, what? And I'm just like, yes. And so I started like going back and forth with names with her. And this was one of them. And it's just, there's so much meaning behind a series of fortunate events because that's what we've done here is make this a fortunate event. And to be able to do that for other people now and create and continue to create these lifelong memories, because that's something that was super special to us being in the restaurants, was be able to connect with people and make these memories for people that last with them. And to be able to do that now on such a large scale and having it be our own company is super special
and impressive. But I love that it's special because it's special to you, which means like you guys are putting your heart into these events. And you're absolutely right when there is, you know, these are birthdays, these are, you know, reunions, they're weddings,
everything.
Everything.
You know, we have a client right now who unfortunately is going through cancer, and so he wants to celebrate his life being alive.
Oh, I like that.
And we're going to be hosting a huge event for him in one of the ballrooms in the casinos. We're going to be raising money for the American Cancer Society.
Okay.
We're going to have everything that you could imagine, but that moment for him is going to be so sacred.
It is.
You know,
it is.
To be going through such a hard time in his life. So to be able to do that for him is just, there's nothing better than that.
That's such a wonderful thing that you're doing. I love that he hired you guys. I love that you guys are going to be able to capture this moment in time and that, you know, I mean, he picked you. I mean, I just think that's so special. So there's a reason, right? There's a reason for all these series of fortunate events.
100%.
So how does anybody get in contact with you?
Yeah, so we have a website. It's called a series of events Vegas.com. Okay. We also have Instagram, so that's going to be a series of events _Vegas. Sorry, the names.
That's okay.
Trying to get this full name like out has been crazy.
I gotta be honest with you. I have thought like, how can we shorten this, right? And I was like, how about like Sofa or Sophie? It was Sophie.
Our chef calls us like Ace-Off.
Ace-Off, right? So I was like, let's call him Sophie. Series of fortunate events. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, but
it's a tongue twist.
It's a tongue twister,
sure.
and it's probably misspelled a few times. Oh, you know? Yeah. But what we're gonna do is we definitely want to see if there's anybody out there that wants to contact Giovanna and Nina for an event planning event. We're gonna make sure that we have your contact information.
Oh, for sure.
And you know your little handles and all that good stuff, so they can click. Plus, so many people know you guys. guys, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
I really wish you the most success in Las Vegas and for your career. And
Thank
I don't
you.
see anything stopping you. So just keep
And
up
I
the
wish
great work.
you the same, because
Thank
this
you.
is awesome, and it takes a lot of balls. I'm going to say that.
That's okay. You can.
Yeah, to be able to do this and put yourself out there. So you should be really proud of yourself,
Oh,
because
thank you,
this
babe.
space is awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna end on that awesome note. So thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.